Hey guys, today we're going to talk about recording. About a month ago, I filmed a video documenting my process for writing and recording a morning jam video once a week. I've been doing this this week is number 280, so well over 5 years. The morning jam is a guitar instrumental where I play the instruments and record them and then film myself playing over top. This week, I have a guest drummer, Matt Byrne from the band Hatebreed. Awesome band, fantastic drummer, great friend of mine. He'll be joining me on this week's episode. I've just come up with a lick involving the slide, which I'm actually not very good at, but I like to push the envelope and try and improve on these things, and I love the slide, so I'm going to force myself to do that, even if it doesn't sound the best. It'll sound all right, I guess. But anyway, here's my lick. So that's the basic gist of it. I've recorded that into the computer here in Pro Tools, and Matt will be playing to that tomorrow. It's just a scratch track. I recorded direct into a mic pre. That goes out of the mic pre into a converter and then into a computer with a plugin on it. The plugin is Sans Amp, which sounds pretty decent. I'll definitely be redoing the part with a real amp. Anything I record direct in here, I re-record with a real amp, or I can send it back through the computer into an amp, mic it, and then re-record it. So I can take that same direct performance that I've recorded that has the plug-in. If I take the plug-in off, it sounds pretty awful, just like a harsh, clean guitar. But I can take that signal and run it back out through some stuff into a guitar amp, mic that, record it, and then I have that same performance with the sound of a decent amp. And whatever pedals I want to put in front of it too, or whatever amps I want to use, I can experiment. So that's a pretty cool option. That is called reamping. Let me play you a little bit of what I've recorded. I recorded to a drum loop, and I threw down some bass and some keys. That'll all be replaced. I'll definitely be playing the bass and reacting to whatever cool, awesome stuff Matt is probably going to do on it tomorrow. And then I'll build from there. It's now Tuesday morning. I'm just waiting for Matt to get here. I have the session pulled up. I've sound checked all the drums and make sure everything's cool. When he gets here, we can get right to it. You know, those kind of accents. Okay. I'll match whatever you do. I mean, if you don't do exactly what I do. You know what I mean? But some kind of like accents like that. Where the band stop, where I stop. Guitar and the bass, and then you have that moment.
Tags, but you want them like that. What, like 4 times?
Yeah, let's listen to it. I'll signal when it's going to come in.
4?
Tommy.
What are you counting? All right, try, yeah, shorten it up. Let's try.
Yeah, it's too low. I don't want it. Yeah. Sure. There we go.
Nice.
So Matt just took off, and I'm gonna lay down some bass over what he just recorded. After we figured out what all the parts were, and maybe we rehearsed for 15 minutes, he did this in one single take. I'm gonna jam over what he just recorded right now with the bass and see what happens. The bass is pretty much done. I have a few things to fix on that take. I heard a couple tuning issues and maybe should use some different note choices here and there, but for the most part it was good. It'll take me maybe 5 or 10 minutes to clean it up a little bit, and then I'll be on to any extra guitars and revisit the organ part. So I went through the tracks. Everything Matt did sounds great. The bass part sounds great. I'm gonna leave the organ as is. I thought about adding some more parts to this, but I don't want to clutter it up with a bunch of nonsense. I had a rhythm guitar part in there at one point, which I'll show you in a second, but it's just going to be drums, bass, organ, and the morning jam part that I film. That's it. So that's a good lesson. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can, double the guitars, quadruple the guitars, add this, add that. Sometimes less is more. It gets too cluttered sometimes. Let each individual thing speak for itself and make each individual thing important on its own with a great tone and just a great part. And you don't need a bunch of little doodads in there. I did not want to do that for this. So anyway, let's take a look at the individual parts. I apologize for the sound quality here. This is my iPhone recording the audio and the video. Let's take a look at what Matt did yesterday. Here's the drums. And then I added this bass. Here's the bass I did after he left yesterday. And the organ part that I already had that I'm going to leave in because it sounds fine. Oops. So I had this guitar part in before when I was kind of working up this demo, and I'm going to take it out because I think it's too much. We don't need all that. with this. So I don't think that needs to be in there. So I'm gonna take that out. I just pulled the volume down. So we're basically just gonna have the drums, the bass, the organ, and whatever I play for the morning jam. So this is the scratch track here. So that's what I'm gonna play over. That's my track right here. I'm gonna mute this. And then I'm gonna play over, what I play over is gonna sound like this. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's check out Morning Jam 280 with special guest Matt Byrne.